afternoon, and good evening to some of you. Welcome to the Social Connections Pitch Day, brought to you by HITLAB and AARP Innovation Labs. We are seeing folks roll into the Zoom room here today, and we appreciate everyone joining us from all over the United States, North America, the Western Hemisphere, and the world. My name is Stan Kichnowski. I am chair of HITLAB and the director of the digital health program at Columbia Business School Executive Education. And welcome again to everybody, and thank you on behalf of our sponsors, the AARP Innovation Labs here in the US. We're really excited to be working with them on this extraordinary challenge that is working toward trying to find new technologies, new solutions for combating social isolation in our aging 50-plus community. We're excited to welcome our 7 finalists who have some wonderful solutions around this area of challenge, and we're going to be hearing from them today. And as you can see on this slide, everyone from Care Coach to Wellsitude to Caregiving to Family Proud and Hank and Joylux and VSC, just an extraordinary, really and very unique models to combating social isolation within the 50-plus community. And so we're really happy, and just an extraordinary amount of effort and work from dozens of people from not just the AARP Innovation Labs, terrific partners on this challenge and on this effort, but from Justin Bulova and Maddie Lazar and Jerry Antamano to the dozens of other folks around the lab, around HITLAB and the HITLAB fellows that put a lot of hours, a lot of time, and literally months of planning and effort into this. The agenda today is exciting. We're really excited to have, first of all, leading off and providing a keynote and introductory remarks from the AARP iLabs. Jacqueline Baker is going to be here. She's the vice president of startup programming with AARP Innovation Labs. And she's going to come on board in about 2 minutes here and just open up with some remarks about the challenge about AARP iLab and really dial up the need and the call to arms around combating social isolation. And then we're going to welcome our judges and the panel of judges that have, again, volunteered an incredible amount of time and effort to be a part of this. And that's Blair Hurst, Nathan Sondheimer, and Nicole Kober. They're going to be here to help not only facilitate the Q&A during the challenges, but they're also going to be the judges that are going to award the final prizes to this extraordinary group of finalists. And then ultimately, we're going to have some we're going to have a keynote speech delivered by Dr. Jeste from University of California, San Diego, one of the nation's most distinguished professors in psychiatry and neurosciences and aging. And we're going to hear from him for about 20 minutes at 5:30 to 5:50. And then at 5:50, we're going to announce the Audience Choice Award, which you all will be determining, as well as the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place awards for the program today and for the challenge overall. So this is a tremendous, tremendous effort, again, put together by dozens of folks from the AARP Innovation Lab, HITLAB, and a number of HITLAB scholars, fellows, and scientists who have really carefully crafted an extraordinary experience for just incredible companies, the 7 finalists that we talked about. And so with that, I would like to introduce, again, Jacqueline Baker, the Vice President of Startup Programming at AARP Innovation Labs, to take some time to provide some introductory remarks, really to highlight where we are and what we're doing in this area. Jacqueline.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stan. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to collaborate. And more importantly, it's a pleasure to have some conversation about this very important topic that, of course, is near and dear to the hearts and the minds of and the work that AARP is committed to. Once again, I'm Jacqueline Baker. I have the opportunity and the pleasure of serving as the Vice President of Startup Programming within AARP Innovation Labs. Me and alongside a dynamic team have the opportunity each and every day to work on startup discovery work, which focuses on finding some of the best and brightest startups all across the country and beyond that ladder up to key areas that we are focused on as an organization, health tech and also fintech. If you're curious about the work that we're doing, you can find out a great deal about us over at AARPinnovationlabs.org. We are always super elated and excited to find out that organizations just like the one executing this pitch event here today are committed in the spaces that we are as well, which includes social connections. Many of you who are here, I see 98 folks and growing, you know the staggering statistics around social connection and social isolation. And unfortunately, the past year and a half have not necessarily made that any easier. And that's the reason why we make sure and we're committed to spaces just like this and finding some of the most cutting edge founders that are finding, discovering, and acting on solutions in this area. If you want to stay even more connected with us and on a more real-time basis, of course, check out our social channels at AARP iLabs on both Instagram and Twitter. And because we're so committed to this space, we host a number of other pitch competitions across the country. And we have a few coming up both next month and some challenges towards the end of the year. So please do connect with us to hear more about that. So with that, I'm going to pause and turn it back over because I am super excited to hear about what our finalists and what our founders are embarking upon and discovering and executing to really solve some of these key issues in the social connections and social isolation space. So with that, Stan, back over to you.